Welcome, Indrajit. Indrajit, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely audible है सर.
Welcome, Indrajit. कैसे हो?
बढ़िया बढ़िया सर. आप सुनाएं कैसे सर?
बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो भाई. आइए फिर हम आपका स्वागत करते हैं. अभी एक और कार्यक्रम में मैं मोहम्मद मियां साहब के साथ जरा जुड़ा हुआ हूं, तो आप कंटिन्यू करिए. मैं फिर उसके बाद आप कार्यक्रम के बाद एक बार मुझसे संपर्क करेंगे.
बिल्कुल सर. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर. बिल्कुल.
मैं आपका सिर्फ वेलकम कर रहा हूं और आपसे अनुमति ले रहा हूं कि मैं उस कार्यक्रम को ज्वाइन कर लूं.
बिल्कुल सर. बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सर. और सर मेरे
वो
से
पैरेलल चल
बिल्कुल
रहा है
अनुमति
मेरा
लेने की
लैपटॉप में.
जरूरत नहीं है सर. बिल्कुल नहीं.
नहीं नहीं, आपका भी वेलकम करना फॉर्मली बहुत जरूरी. बाकी अंजलि सब संभाल लेंगी. आपका
Yes, sir.
फॉर्मल वेलकम अंजलि और डॉक्टर शालिनी है और आपके परिवार के सभी हमारे टीचर्स हैं.
थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू. बिल्कुल सर.
ओके इंद्रजीत, बाय.
ओके सर. ओके ओके सर. ओके.
थैंक यू फॉर स्पेयरिंग योर टाइम.
थैंक यू सर.
So welcome Dr. Indrajit Datta to this faculty development program, and we are very grateful that you have given your consent for this program. So now we can formally begin the program, and on the behalf of University School of Education and from all the participants, we welcome you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
now I request Samaira and Paras to please play the Kulgeet of our university.
लाएंगे हम सच का सवेरा, गुरु कृपा का होगा बसेरा. विद्या की लौ और लगन से हट जाएगा यह तुम घनेरा. इस धरा से आसमां तक हम बना ले अपनी ज्ञान गरिमा. अपने श्रम से कौशलों से हम बढ़ा ले अपनी मान महिमा. फैल जाए अपनी सुगंध हर दिशा में, प्रगति पथ पर ख्याति अपने हो हवा में. बादलों से ऊंची अपनी उड़ान, हम करेंगे विश्व का कल्याण. हम इंद्रप्रस्थ की अंजुमन, हम इंद्रप्रस्थ को करते नमन. पाले गुरु गोविंद सिंह की राह, ज्ञान गंगा गगन हट जाएगा यह दम घनेरा. लाएंगे हम सच का सवेरा.
Thank you, Samaira and Paras, for playing this beautiful Kulgeet of our university. And now, very good afternoon to all and one present here. And now I request Dr. Shalini Yadav to please welcome Dr. Indrajit Datta, who is the resource person for today's session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Anjali, for this opportunity. And introducing Indrajit is always a privilege, because if you have attended the first in-service teacher education program with Indrajit, right? And then Indrajit started as a PhD scholar with Professor Dhananjay Joshi in our institute. So there are so many fond memories of such a hardworking and sincere person that I have actually no words. But still, I think it's a formal introduction is important because there are many attendees from different universities. Indrajit at present, or I would say Dr. Indrajit Datta at present, is working as an assistant professor in Maulana Azad National University, in the College of Teacher Education, right? And he began his teaching career with Guru Gobind Singh Indraprasth University itself at the India's Institute, right? And he has almost 16 years of teaching experience at undergraduate and postgraduate levels. He has contributed a number of papers in journals, in magazines, so on and so forth. And he has also developed a lot of modules for Maulana Azad National University, Manu, as well as MB Bose University, IGNOU, and IOS, MD and RCI, and also Central University of Punjab, Batinda. And he has also, recently I was very impressed, he's written a book which is about education of the marginalized, which says equipping the student. So congratulations, Indrajit, and we are very happy to have you as a speaker. And we all will stand enlightened with your deliberation on such an important theme that is new Education Policy 2020. So with these words, I extend a very warm welcome. Thank you so much for accepting the invite. So over to you to start your deliberation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for the welcome address. I'm audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for the welcome address. And now the session is open for Dr. Indrajit. Again, we welcome you.
Thank
Over
you, ma'am.
to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you very much. Let me first begin my great gratitude towards the University School of Education, as well as the Dean School of Education, Professor Dhananjay Joshi sir, who is also my mentor and my teacher, as well as Shalini ma'am. I call him because she's also concerned. She's also since I'm a student of GGISP University. I have done my PhD from Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University School of Education. So Shalini madam and Anjali Shokin madam and all others, Shanita Chauhan madam, Saroj Sharma ma'am, all are my mentors basically. So I thank all of them to giving me an opportunity to speak to you on a very pertinent and very important issue related to how we will integrate the vocational education into teacher training programs. If you look at, unfortunately or fortunately, what we will say, current teacher education programs which are running across India, all across India, doesn't have any kind of a window wherein vocational education could enter into the teacher education program. But if you look at the history of entire teacher education program from 1950 and before that and post 1950 also, there are a number of vocational schools which have been established across India specifically to promote vocationalization of education in India, specifically to cater to the diversified kind of students which are coming into the school education. And my entire talk will be based on how 1950 onwards vocational of education has been marginalized over the period of years when it is when it is an important aspect of an education. From 1948 inwards, if you look at the 48 onwards, right from Radhakrishnan Commission to till NEP 2020, almost every document has policy document has intentionally given a space to vocationalization of education, and also therein as a demand always been there to have a trained teachers in the vocational schools. But unfortunately, in last 50-60 years, what we have seen is that neither all those policies all those policies which recommend that vocationalization of education should be at various stages of education, and we require teachers for that. But unfortunately, we could have somehow could miss that opportunity, that we could not able to train our teachers, or we cannot train, we cannot have a manpower wherein teachers could be appointed, trained teachers could be appointed in the vocational schools. Based on that entire premise, that the need of the hour is that we should have teacher education programs, and we need trained teachers in the vocational schools. Based on that premise, I will start my presentation. And if you start, I am starting my presentation in this form. कि अगर आप मैम, कैन आई बी इज इट मैम, क्या दोनों लैंग्वेज में हो सकता है कि एक लैंग्वेज में देना है जरूरत है? आर ऑल पीपल कंफर्टेबल इन इंग्लिश? हेलो हेलो हेलो, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir, you are.
This is while I am listening to your Kulgeet, there is a word called kaushal in that. Now, what is that kaushal is all about? It means that university is preparing people for the skills. Entire GGISP University, Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, has been established because for giving professional educations to the youngsters. And your Kulgeet itself reflects that it is they are focusing on kaushal, that is skills, and that's why my entire presentation will be focusing morely on vocational education, and on second hand, the teacher training, which is being segregated from the vocational aspects, and how now NAEP 2020 re-establishes that there is a need of trained teachers in the vocational stream also. So this is a if you look at this slide, is the slide visible? Hello?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
This is a latest Times, Economic Times on 17 July published article wherein the heading of the title was that vocational training may start in schools. What does it mean? Vocational training may start in schools. National education policy categorically said that the vocational courses should be introduced in early phase of education. It means that they are talking about that a child who is in class 6th and onwards may be trained in one or other vocations. That is what the recommendation of the policy is that. And that's why government in the last couple of years have launched several such programs which are focusing on skills and skill development, because we as a nation are a young nation where almost 65% of the population from 0 to 35 years are young people who having a huge human resources, and that human resources has to be transformed into skilled resources. Now, if you want to be a bigger economy, if you have to be a giant economy, then these 0 to 35 years of population has to be transformed into some sort of human resources, into some sort of skilled resources. Then only we can dream of a bigger economy, a global economy. जो हम लोग दावा कर रहे हैं, what we promises in the national education policy, that we become a global economy in the another couple of years, another 10 years down the lane. It means that we have to transform our entire human resources into a skilled resources, and for that we need vocational educations, and we need vocational educations from the early phase of our education. Early phase means school education. That's why various pilot projects have been rolled out in the last 4, 5, 7 years down the lane. Even lessons on livelihood activities for grade 6 to 8 are there almost in many of the schools. Some teachers are teaching various activities or curriculum are being developed by the CBSE and other state boards, orienting the new learners towards some sort of skills. And why I am saying is that because the paper itself says and the national education policy itself says that almost less than 5% of Indian workforce are having any kind of vocational training. And only out of 100 people, only 5 people have any kind of vocational training, and majority of the people who are being in the vocations, they are untrained. So that is another situation wherein large number of people who are in the vocation, they are untrained and they need to be trained. And how they will be trained, that is a key, another area of concern for the government. But my concern is that any big nation, any bigger economy cannot develop until and unless you transform your entire good human resources, young human resources, into skilled resources. Until unless you transform them into skilled resources, you can't. Korea has achieved itself, or USA has achieved themselves because they have a larger percentage of the population who are highly skilled. Highly skilled means they are being trained in certain vocationals or certain technical courses. Now, next slide, which I am going to present, in fact, this is what I have been gathered in the last 2014 onwards. I have what the government or the Prime Minister of India is focusing on. Not that before 2014, governments are not serious, not concerned about it. But last 7 years, what I have been observed in the most of the speeches of the Honorable Prime Minister of India, he has always deliberated on, focused on transforming, providing more and more skill-based. He wants skill-based population. So highest, what he says in 6-7 speeches over the last 6-7 years on World Skill Day, what I have been observed, that has been listed down here, that the highest workforce in the world would be provided by India. India has almost second largest population apart from China, largest youth population India has, and this largest, youngest population has to be transformed into skill India. It means we will be the provider, provider of the high skilled workforce in next decades. Human resource mapping is to be needed because we know very well that almost every part of the country we have, almost every part of the world, we have our people. If you look at the Nadella, if you look at the Googlesoft, if you look at the Adobe, all the CEOs are Indian. And majority of the NASA or medical professions in US and other areas of the world, they are being dominated by the Indian people. So what is important is that to translate those large chunk of youth population into some sort of skilled workforce so that they can be easily be accessible to the global world. यानी कि हम तैयार करें, mainly we have to prepare them, and that's why human resource mapping is needed. In which area we need larger number of skilled laborers, in which areas, in mechanics, in motor mechanics, in tradesman, draftsman, in beautician, in saloon, in whatever the areas we can identify them and try to map the resources which are required, skills which are required, and based on that we can provide training. Certification of skill force learns from the conventional. He also speaks about that those who are already skillful but they don't have any kind of certification, please provide them some sort of certification. They should be recognized at the global level. At least some sort of certification. The government is working on that direction. More important, apart from the skill development, government is focusing on entrepreneurship and apprenticeship, which is another aspect of the vocationalization of education. More important, more focusing on the self-employment, self-development, opening of new vistas, opening of new channels, opening of new vocations, opening of new industries. So that government is working on. Apart from that, government is working on or focusing is on giving value addition to the through multiple skills. Rather learning one skill, government is focusing on training its people on multiple skills. अगर किसी को अगर मान लीजिए टेक्नीशियन का कोर्स आता है, लैब टेक्नीशियन का कोर्स आता है, train him in computer skills also, train him in some other skills also, so that his hands will always be resourced. He will always be able to capitalize on those multiple skills. That is key. That is what the Prime Minister of India thought of. Another 10 years, we would have a surplus of around 4 to 5 crore people who will provide workforce to the global needs. So what is important is that mapping of human resources, mapping of skills, and then training those people, train them in such a manner so they can become entrepreneurs also, or they can go for an employment process. So there should be some sort of synergy. So he is asking his government to make a synergy among policy, among employer, employing and training institution. That is that synergy which is to be required. What the policy is saying, what we expect, what the employer has to make up, infer from the policy, and then what the skills to be needed on the employee's part, and how the training institutions will impart those skills to the students or the learners so that they become employable. Because our biggest concern is that the majority of the people who are going for this skill-based course, unfortunately, they are unemployable. So concern is that training institution is a huge responsibility to train the manpower in such a manner so that they could be employable. So that's what I'm saying is that we are a nation which is almost 65% of the population is young, who needs employment, who needs skills, and we can become global power, we can become global economy based only on skill development. Entrepreneurship and skill development, these are the two areas which is being focusing on the government. And if you look at the National Education Policy 2020, it also speaks about this one. If you read the chapter of reimagining vocational education, you will find it out that government is categorically focusing on training large manpower through skills, either through ITIs, either through polytechnics, either through school education. These are the three areas which government is focusing on. So the earliest phase which comes into the picture is the school education. Now, I will talk on these 4-5 areas. My entire presentation, my entire talk will be on these 5 areas. Some of the we have to look back at the आज के perspective में पहुंचने के लिए. It's very important to analyze the present perspective. We have to go to the past, because what the past says, what are the different policy commissions talks about the vocational education, that is most important. That is most important. What our commissions and policies talks about the vocational education, what is the status of vocational education in India, and how 2008 is the landmark year. How 2008, कैसे 2008 landmark year बना? How 2008 is a landmark year? Why I'm saying it's a landmark? You will see in my presentation how it is a landmark year in the national scenario to become to focus on vocationalization of education. Then we will talk something about NEP 2020 and vocational education. And the last is how we can integrate initial teacher education in vocational education and training program. क्या है आज की दुनिया? What is world today? Entire economic growth and social development depends on 2 pillars. What I am saying is that entire world की कोई भी economy को ले लीजिए, किसी तरह का भी social development लिख लीजिए, any kind of human development, they are resting on 2 pillars. One is knowledge and another is skill. These are the 2 engines on which the entire world is moving, and through which we are actually accumulating wealth. And why I'm saying accumulating wealth, it means monetary wealth also, and it also means knowledge wealth also. यानी कि हम जो aspire कर रहे हैं, we are aspiring for global economy, knowledge economy. We base of that global economy, knowledge economy, is the knowledge and the skills. These are the two engines of economic growth and social development, along with the human development. That is we are focusing on. Then countries with higher and better knowledge level of knowledge and skills have overcome their challenges, have grown substantially in the past 4 or 5 decades. And there is always an opportunity for them to seize the changes which have been there in the globalization. Look at the economy of the Korea, look at the economy of Germany, look at the economy of Japan, look at the economy of USA and other bigger countries. Even China, if you look at the economy of China also, they have responded very well to the challenges which have been emerged due to the globalization. And they have able to accept those challenges, and they train their people on two aspects, that is knowledge and skills. And that's why they are reaping the benefits right now. They are reaping the benefits because they have been able to capitalize on the knowledge and skills. India, on the other hand, is in transition phase of knowledge. Still, we are in the transition phase of knowledge. Because why I'm saying in transition phase of knowledge? Because first generation of learners, if you look at the past, हमारी जो स्कूलों में, ज़्यादातर स्कूलों में, क्योंकि higher education, how the people will come into higher education, 26% of growth rate of higher GER, जो 26% है, how it will be converted into 50%, what we dream of, unless we have a large chunk of population in the school education. Even today, NEP talks about that we have only 59% of the population, 14 to 18 age population, are in the secondary stage of education. 59%, nearly 59. It means large percent of people are still dropping out of the school system. So if you want to increase the base of the population, if you want to increase the enhance the economy, we have to capitalize on the school education. Schools में बच्चे आए, पढ़ें, knowledge gain करें, skills gain करें, that is the key. And then only we can dream of, then we can aspire of becoming a knowledge economy in 2030, 35 or 40. So what is important is that we have to build the capacity of our workers and convert them into knowledge workers. They are flexible. Why I'm saying flexible, analytical, adaptable, and multi-skilled? Because with the changing times, most of the jobs which are existing today, they will be redundant in another couple of years. So one has to be very flexible. One has to be abreast with the knowledge. One has to be trained with the latest skills. That is much more needed. And that's why I'm saying is that we have to build the capacities of our workers. Here, workers says means workforce of between the age group of 0 to almost 35 years. I'm saying is that we have to build the capacity of those people. How do we will do it? That is the key. And challenge for India is that how we will able to do. कैसे हम कर पाएंगे इसको? Only way of doing is that strengthen our educational system, insert flexible curriculum, and most importantly, adding on skill-based courses. Until and unless, क्योंकि हम सबको पढ़ा नहीं सकते. It is impossible to dream of teaching everyone the social sciences, or any mathematics. It is impossible. You cannot have a classroom where every student is learning science, mathematics, or any other things. You have to associate the skills with it. We have to associate competencies with it, and that's where important is that we have another window to open for those children who want to have some immediate solutions. Those who do not want to further studies, do not want to go higher in education, they do not want to pursue PhD, they do not want to go for BTech or MTech. We want that they should be after completing certain level of school education, they should be skillful, they should be competent, they should be employable, they should be entrepreneur. And that's what the role of vocationalization of education is important. And more important thing, we have to build an ecosystem of lifelong learning. Why I'm saying ecosystem of lifelong learning? Because I have already said that skills are not permanent. Jobs are not permanent. Their nature is not permanent. You have to update your skills. You have to update your knowledge. Those jobs, I know very well in my time, those jobs which are there in 90s and 90s and early 2000s, they are no longer there. So the jobs which are still there may not be longer there. The skills which are needed 10 years earlier may not be required in the next 10 years. So that is important, is that we have to build an ecosystem wherein there should be a synergy. There should be a synergy between school education, higher education, and as well as extend lifelong education. There should be a synergy. Some sort of synergy should be created. Some sort of ecosystem should be created wherein school education should be overlapping with higher education and with the lifelong education. Some sort of this kind. And that's why the role of ODL system, that's why non-formal education system, non-formal education or non-formal vocational education comes into the play. Hopefully अभी तक जो बताया गया, समझा मैं बताने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, वो आपको सबको समझ में आ रहा होगा. I think assuming that everything जो भी समझाया अभी जो बताया गया है वो आपको समझ में आया. एक और चीज जो मैं आपको बताना चाह रहा हूँ वो भी important है. Second most populous, it is fact, some of the facts which I want to show. Second most populous country of the world, youngest population, already I have told, home of 1/5 of the world's youth population. That is key. And almost 20% of the youth population resides in India. So a bigger chunk, huge chunk is there, which needs to be transformed into a skillful resources. And this is a old figure. The census projection is 2011 is that by 2021, in the age group of 15 to 35 years, we will be 479 million, almost 47 crores. So, and we are aspiring for also $5 trillion economy. And US $5 trillion economy could not be achieved until and unless our entire youth population is transformed into some sort of skillful or knowledgeable. You cannot aspire. You cannot aspire $5 trillion economy, achieve US $5 trillion economy with a handful of people. You cannot. So it is important that every individual who is there in country in the age of 0 to 35 years, they have to be given a best education, quality education, and quality vocational education. Then only it can be realizable. Otherwise, I don't think in near future this dream of $5 trillion economy will be able to realized. Large youth population offers both a workforce as well as market. Important is that if you look at the nature of the market, the major consumption, if you look at any product you want to see in the market, who is the biggest consumer? It is the youth who is the biggest consumer. Any market, gadgets you talk about, any clothes you are talking about, any kind of, you talk about any kind of industry, any kind of market, youth are the most area where youth is an area where almost every brand of the country is targeting. If you look at the ads also, if you look at the ads in a day, you find out the majority of the ads targets the youth population because they know very well they are not only the consumers, they are also the workforce of the country. And that's why important is that young people should be there should be a culture of innovation, entrepreneurship, and diversity. So young people should drive the culture of innovation and diversity. And that's why I'm saying is that until and unless you make an education system which is incubation for innovation, incubation for the entrepreneurship, you cannot have a $5 trillion economy. You cannot have. So important is that 5 acts I have identified, or I have been found out, the digital natives and repository of new age skills. They are all youth, are current generation youth are not only digital natives, they are having a repository of new age skills. They are not only the job create, they are not the employer no more. They are more. If you look at the last 1.5 years, I am observing many and new entrepreneurs in the field of tech companies in the form of e-content company. You almost in last 1.5 years, you see many number of entrepreneurs have come up. So they are no more seekers of they are not seekers of job. They are the creators of job. They have done a wonderful job in the past 1.5 years, 2 years for entrepreneurship. They have set up their own industries, small, big, whatever be. They are also the consumer class. That is what, and they are the ones who are attracting also the investment opportunities. They are the investment. You can invest on them and reap the benefits. They are also outside world is looking after them. India में इतनी बड़ी youth population है, so invest here. Consumption will automatically take place. New opportunities will automatically take place. So everyone is looking after looking out onto the India and its youth population. So my hunch is that if you train our youth in such a manner in school, our education system, we will surely become not only a 5 trillion user. I'm very much sure that we will have 5 trillion and more than 5 trillion users, but we have a large workforce who can cater to the different kind of jobs, different kind of employments which are arising out because of the new skills which are emerging out in various industries. And we can cater to every part of the world. That is what is more important. This is what old education, अगर आप ये देखें कि अभी तक का जो एजुकेशन हमारा सिस्टम है, इवन 5+3+3+4 वाला सिस्टम आने में थोड़ा वक्त लगेगा, but this is what the present entire educational system is all that. We have school education, we have board examination, secondary board examination. We have vocational courses. We have vocational courses from 9th and class 10th onwards. And that also I have look at the CBSE website. They have a handful of vocational courses to be offered. Handful, only 9 courses they generally offer at the 9th and 10th level, and that increases to almost 33 or 34 when you reach to class 11th and 12th. So very handful number of vocational courses are being offered at the school level, and we have a handful number of institutions also. Unfortunately, we have a handful number of institutions. 25-30 crores of populations are studying in the schools, and we have handful number of vocational courses. The reason is obvious. The reason is being obvious because the reason may be a secondary treatment to vocational courses. When we always talk about a secondary treatment, a second class treatment to vocational courses. Over the years, हम लोगों ने जो observe किया, a second class treatment. General education is preferable than vocational education. जबकि गांधी जी by itself, जब उन्होंने वर्धा वाला education plan तैयार किया था, when he proposes the Varda education plan, he was always have a mind that कि vocational should be the center of entire educational process. We have lost that after the independence. We have lost that game. We have lost that thinking. We have lost that philosophy after post-independence. But Gandhiji's philosophy of education was centered around the vocation. Craft center might be, you can say, but it is a vocation. Make the people skillful. Let them make their own destiny. They can create a world where others can be employed. The concept of entrepreneurship hai, the concept of skills hai, that is being emerged out from the vocational educational plan itself, जो गांधी जी का दिया हुआ था. But unfortunately, 50s के बाद हम लोगों ने वो काम किया नहीं. And that's why if you look at the all the secondary vocational education schools, उसमें जाना कोई पसंद नहीं करता, because we have given a second class treatment to the vocational school, vocational courses, second class treatment. General education is always preferred than the vocational. ये माना जाता है, it's an assumption that vocational education is for those who could not able to manage the general education. or those who have low in intellectual capacity. These vocational courses are meant for them. And that is what has been prevailed across the Indian society. Prevailed across. And that's why, in spite of being such an important aspect, in spite of being such an important aspect of making a human being a skillful human being, it has been neglected over the period of years. Look at that. आप ITIs को आप देख लीजिए, polytechnics को देख लीजिए. If you look at the polytechnics and ITIs, you will imagine itself. अभी तो situation हालात बहुत पिछले 8-10 सालों में 15 सालों में बदली है. But when I used to study in schools and when I used to study in a graduation, ITIs को मैंने करीब से देखा है. It is woeful condition. कोई जाना नहीं चाहता था वहां पर. वो ऑलवेज ये माना जाता था कि ये सेकंड क्लास एजुकेशन है, जो कि आम बच्चा नहीं पढ़ सकता, जो इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपेसिटी जिनकी कम है या इंटेलेक्चुअली पुअर है या वो उनके लिए है. एंड दैट हैज बीन द कंसर्न फॉर most of the policy documents, and that's why I am coming to the second part of my aspect, is that vocational education, background of vocational education. University Education Commission, if we start from the University Education Commission, 43 times it has uttered the word vocational, 43 times. So it took the relevance, it makes the relevance of vocational. So what he says, Radhakrishnan Commission में एक जगह पर लिखा हुआ है, it is wrong to think that more intelligent persons go to universities and less intelligent to technical and vocational education. और शायद यही मानसिकता जो हमारे पास है, यही मानसिकता कि जो वोकेशनल और टेक्निकल एजुकेशन है, मैं खासतौर पर वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को फोकस करूंगा. टेक्निकल एजुकेशन थोड़ा सा इलीट क्लास में आ जाता है जब हम टेक्निकल की बात करते हैं. तो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन जो है, क्योंकि ऐसा लगता है, प्रतीत होता है लोगों को या समाज को ऐसा लगता है, think that it is basically for those people who are intellectually poor. But University Education Commission itself says that you require same kind of intellectualism, you require same kind of capacities, you require same kind of abilities to pursue vocational education, which is required in general education. It is no longer an inferior, it is no more, it is not an inferior. Vocational course जो है वो inferior नहीं है. And that's why important, if you look at one of the aim of the Radhakrishnan Commission, one of the aim of the education was to prepare the citizens, prepare the students for the world of work, life, and other specialized interests. And general education never prepares an individual for the work, never prepares for the life. Livelihood never prepares. General education is for wisdom. General education is for character building. But if you want to associate it with the work life, livelihood, it is the vocational education which is more important. Students, in his report, he says that students should be given early training in vocational education by assessing their aptitude and orienting them in that direction. Is one of the recommendations that the student should be given early training, and vocational education should be introduced earlier. And that's why he said that state boards and vocational boards should be established in the country. And more important, teacher training is must for vocational education, teacher training. And that's why how the entry of teacher training comes into. Teacher training, to prepare a workforce, skilled workforce, you require a trained teacher for that. You require a trained teacher, a teacher who is trained in vocational courses. Maybe beautician, maybe typing, maybe software, maybe any other, but you require a trained person. It cannot be possible that for general education you require trained teachers, but for vocational education you don't require trained teachers. Vocational teachers require much more training than the general education. That is what the argument is all about. Vocational teachers need more in training because that is a more skill-based, and more it is skill-based, and skills are almost continuously updating. मैंने बार बार कह रहा हूं कि स्किल्स जो है वो बार बार अपडेट होती है, नॉलेज अपडेट होती है, तो इसलिए बहुत जरूरी है कि रिक्वायर टीचर, ट्रेन्ड टीचर टू मैन टू टीच दोज यंग माइंड्स इन द स्कूल एजुकेशन. This is what Radhakrishnan Commission says. Then Modalia Commission talks about 149 times. 149 times he uttered the word vocational courses. And what Modalia says is that diversification courses should be started from secondary stage. तब का secondary stage और आपका secondary stage में बड़ा फर्क है. तब के secondary stage would start from class 8 onwards. 8 onwards से secondary stage हुआ करता था, क्योंकि तब 10+2+3 system जो आज है वो नहीं होता था. तो उन्होंने तब की बात कही थी, diversification of courses at secondary stage. And various options of vocational courses should be given to the students to pursue their vocational. And students should pursue their vocational pursuits if you give them the ample number of choices on vocation, ample number of vocational courses choice. And that's why he said that no single school should be a standalone school in the country. Standalone country नहीं है जहां पर general education पढ़ाई जा रही है. But multidisciplinary का जो concept है जो आज हम बता रहे हैं वो बहुत पहले से ही मल्टीपर्पस स्कूल, मल्टी ग्रेड की बात नहीं, मल्टीपर्पस स्कूल की बात कर रहे थे वो लोग. मल्टीपर्पस स्कूल should be established all around the country. No single track schools. It means a school which is giving general education has no meaning. A school which is giving only vocational education has no meaning. But it's a blend of both these, general and vocational. Secondary schools must equip students with vocational efficiency. That's what Modalia Commission says, that the responsibility of the secondary schools are that they should equip the students with latest skills, latest knowledge and skills. And that's why craft should be introduced earlier. Craft should be introduced in earlier stages of school education. And by the students reach the secondary or senior secondary stage, they are mature enough to pick up one or two vocations of their choices. And most important, page number 73 में Modalia Commission में लिखा हुआ है, trained teacher, fully trained in craft education or experts in craft along with its scientific aspects should be hired. Trained teachers. यानी कि जो बात राधाकृष्णन की कमीशन कह रही जो कि यूनिवर्सिटी एजुकेशन कमीशन थी, मोदालिया स्कूल एजुकेशन में था, बट दोनों ने इस बात को रियलाइज किया, वी रिक्वायर ट्रेन टीचर्स टू ट्रेन आवर नेक्स्ट जनरेशंस इन द सम सॉर्ट ऑफ वोकेशन, सम सॉर्ट ऑफ क्राफ्ट्स. इसके अलावा that what in teacher education, जब उनको टीचर एजुकेशन में वो दे रहे थे recommendations, one of the recommendation that the secondary teacher training of 2 years duration should be there. Secondary teacher training को उन्होंने 2 साल की बात कही, तब वो 1 साल का ही हुआ करता था. And more important, specialization, second year should be the specialization in the B.Ed program or teacher training program, and in second year one subject should be craft. सेकेंड ईयर में एक सब्जेक्ट क्राफ्ट होना चाहिए, यानी सम सॉर्ट ऑफ वोकेशनल कोर्स को उसने ऑप्ट किया हो और उस पर ट्रेनिंग हो सके. तो इसका मतलब ये है कि हम कोई भी सेकेंडरी टीचर ट्रेनिंग तैयार कर रहे हैं, टीचर्स तैयार कर रहे हैं, वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर सेकेंडरी टीचर्स, सो दे आर बाउंड टू हैव अ कोर्स on vocational courses. Automatically we have a bunch of people who come out from these training programs who are having some sort of training on vocational courses. That is what he recommended in 1952-53. Then I am talking about third Kothari Commission, 342 times. If you look at the from University Commission से लेके राधाकृष्ण मोदालिया से कोठारी तक आते हैं तो 342 बार हो जाता है, 342 बार vocational times. और बहुत length he had discussed vocationalization of education at secondary stage, secondary and senior secondary stage. And what he says that I am quoting once again, no reform is more important or more urgent than to transform education and relate it to the life, needs and aspirations of people, and thereby making it a powerful instrument of social, economic and cultural transformations for the realization of national goals. This can be achieved through linking education with productivity. What he says that If you want to realize your national goals, if you want to change the social, economic, and cultural situations of the country, if you want to meet the aspirations of the people, education should be linked with productivity. And when we talk about productivity, it means some sort of work, some sort of employment, some sort of skills. Without skills, you cannot be productive. Or why I'm saying is that if you look at carefully, look at even today, those industries, government I'm talking about, those industries which are giving benefits, which are reaping the money, which are accumulating the wealth, those industries which are accumulating the wealth, which are generating the revenue for the country, their employees are given productive link bonus. सब जगह नहीं है ये productive link bonus. Productive link bonus का मतलब ये है, you give us the productivity, you give us the output, we will give you the incentives. So many of the industries, even you talk about the industries and many of the corporate sectors, they are linking them with the productivity. Education should be linked with the productivity. That is key. That's why he says that the Kothari Commission says that Indian education system must train youngsters for blue-collar jobs rather than white-collar professions. He is advising at that point of time, don't prepare only for white-collar jobs, prepare the youngsters for blue-collar jobs also. It's our notion that white-collar jobs are preferable. They will have a market. But it's the blue-collar job people. If you tell them it's a blue-collar, it's a blue-collar. But actually, there's nothing called blue and white-colored jobs. So if you train the youngs for the productivity, if you train the young ones for skills, they will create a knowledge economy. They will create a knowledge economy for the country, rather than those people who are working in general education system or general white-collar domain. That's why he suggested that in initial early stage, upper primary stage की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पर, 20% of the students should be enrolled, should be step into the vocational courses at upper primary stage, another 20 at lower secondary stage, and finally at a higher secondary stage, another 20%. But overall, when students come out of the school education system, at least 50% of the students should be having some sort of vocational exposures, some sort of vocational skills. And he has concerned also. He has shown his concern. Kothari Commission has shown his concern, the absence of trained teachers in the schools. Absence of trained, and that's why I'm going, when I'm presenting the next slide, it will tell you that what is his concern is that he's concerned, very much concerned about requirement of trained teachers in these vocational courses. So he told them, give some short term of those teachers who are employed in vocational courses, who are appointed in the vocational, give them short term of teacher training to them, some in-service training to them, so that they can do justice. They can do justice with the vocational courses and transaction of vocational courses. And that's why I'm saying is that last अगर आप ये देखेंगे last वाला, ये कोठारी कमीशन का observation था कि यूपी, one of the largest state, अब आप कह सकते हैं, उस वक्त भी यूपी में 52,654 प्राइमरी स्कूल, दिस इज व्हाट ही हैज बीन ऑब्जर्व्ड थ्रू हिज सर्वे, कि 52,654 प्राइमरी स्कूल्स थे जहां पर एग्रीकल्चर एज अ प्राइमरी क्राफ्ट वोकेशन के तौर पर दिया जा रहा था. बट व्हाट Kothari has observed that not a single trained vocational teacher was there in the schools. Whereas in upper primary, it was only in 2,538 schools having a single teacher. So this indicates the concern of Kothari Commission, Dr. Daulat Kothari, that we need trained teachers. We need trained teachers who are pedagogically trained, who are skillfully trained in vocational, so that the students who are in the vocational streams, who are opting for vocational courses, they should be given sound pedagogical, sound training, so that they can become a resource in itself. They can become a resource in itself. He is also concerned about the plight of vocational courses, in the vocational schools. Plight of vocational courses, वो मैंने mention नहीं किया, but document itself says the plight of vocational courses running in the vocational courses pathetic. Proper equipment नहीं है, proper training नहीं है, proper exposure नहीं होता है. That's why he said that curriculum should be revamped and all students are exposed to some sort of craft. And that's why if you look at it, आप अपने marksheets को देख लीजिए, 10th में 12th में marksheet में there is a column where इसमें आता work experience या SUPW. That SUPW, that work experience has added 2 columns in the marksheet, but nothing substantial more than that. I almost 12 years, almost 6 से मैंने मेरी मार्कशीट में आज ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ तो देखता हूँ वर्क एक्सपीरियंस में गुड, वेरी गुड, बट मैंने आज तक कोई वर्क एक्सपीरियंस से रिलेटेड कोई काम ऐसा नहीं किया, कोई वोकेशन से रिलेटेड कोई काम नहीं किया. एंड सेम इज द केस विद मेनी ऑफ द स्टूडेंट्स. सो इट इज इम्पेरेटिव दैट स्कूल्स मस्ट जब आप करिकुलम में डाल रहे हैं, इसको सही तरीके से ट्रेन टीचर्स आपको मिले एंड साथ में उसको सही तरह की उसको ट्रांजैक्शन भी हो, सही तरह से क्वालिटी ट्रांजैक्शन भी हो. दैट इज की. अब आते हैं 1986 की पॉलिसी पर और साथ में उसके बाद की एक मैं ये कहूंगा कि 1946 की पॉलिसी कई मायनों में रेवोल्यूशनरी इसलिए भी रही क्योंकि फर्स्ट टाइम नेशन वाइड में वोकेशनलाइजेशन ऑफ सेकेंडरी एजुकेशन की शुरुआत 1988 में हुई. उससे पहले मुझे नहीं याद पड़ता है मैंने तमाम कोई ऐसी स्कीम जहां वोकेशनलाइजेशन को इतना बड़ा बढ़ावा मिले, इजाफा मिले, बहुत बड़े पैमाने पे शुरू हो, ऐसी कोई स्कीम 1950 ऑनवर्ड्स टिल 1986 तक कोई स्कीम नहीं थी सरकार के पास. जो भी वोकेशनल कोर्सेज थे, जो भी वोकेशनल स्कूल्स थे, वो इंडिपेंडेंटली रन कर रहे थे with bare minimum equipments, with bare minimum students, but there is nothing as a concrete policy at the central level where it actually promote vocationalization of secondary education at secondary stage. So 1986 was a revolutionary policy in itself. Why I'm saying is that it is the first time after 86 policy, government has started a nationwide centrally sponsored scheme called vocationalization of secondary education. And 86 policy reiterated what earlier commission and committee says, that vocationalization should be at secondary stage. Pre-vocational program at secondary will be help in formulating choice for vocational course at a higher secondary stage. Work experience should be an integral part of all stage of education. And they have also set the target that by 10% of the higher secondary stages we will come able to pursue vocational courses 1990, and by 1995 25% of the entire of 14 to 18 years of population will have some sort of vocational courses. Unfortunately, that was revised in program of action, and that deadline was extended to 10 by 1995 and 25% by 2000. But therein itself also, if you look at the policy documents, it has not categorically mentioned that some sort of teachers training should be there. You could not find anywhere wherein it has been said that teachers training is required. But yes, it talks about the in-service teachers training. It talks about the teachers training. It talks about the master's degree or degree diploma in vocational courses. It talks about that, but it never talks about the pre-service teacher training, or teacher training should be an integral part of the vocational education, vocational courses. वो ऐसी बात कहीं नजर नहीं आई. But ये in-service training के ऊपर उन्होंने जरूर बात की. Now my next slide will talk about the status of vocational education in Indian schools. You were very well aware, I am talking about almost for half an hour, that we have either in the form of craft, either in the form of SUPW, either in the form of work experience, are there in the form vocational education is promoted in the country in the form of craft, SUPW, or work experience till middle stages, and thereafter vocational courses at secondary stage. That's what I'm saying, is that till middle, till class 8, if you look at the syllabus curriculum, even CBSE curriculum, latest CBSE curriculum talks about 8 or 9 vocational courses, and that is also being given into a selected number of schools. 2014 में एक स्टडी की गई थी जिसमें ये पता करने की कोशिश की गई थी कि how many schools are offering vocational courses, how many students are opting for vocational courses. Only 39,000 students are opting for vocational courses in class 10. So out of इतनी बड़ी population में only 39,000. So vocational education कभी भी mainstream में नहीं आ पाया, और उसकी वजह, the reason behind is obvious. We have given a second-class treatment to vocational education. Society has given a second-class treatment. We have preferred always white-collar job. We often rejected the blue-collar job because we never believe in the philosophy of dignity of labor. That's what I'm saying, is that अगर हम वो philosophy में believe करते हैं dignity of labor पर, तो definitely we would have pursued, we would have started vocational education at a large scale. 86 तक आते भी हम उतना नहीं कर पाए. Ultimately 86 में उसको पॉलिसी में जो है वो दिखाया गया कि एक वोकेशनलाइजेशन का सेंट्रली स्पॉन्सर्ड स्कीम शुरू किया जाएगा, और इसमें ये भी तय हो गया कि इसमें भी बड़ा crystal clear that we don't have trained teachers. And जो भी टीचर्स हैं, वो अब आप कहेंगे कि वोकेशनल स्कूल्स में कौन से टीचर्स हैं? Who are the teachers who are teaching the vocational courses? They are not pedagogical experts. They are not content experts. They have only practical experience. Yes, we require people who have a practical experience. We require teachers who have a practical exposure, but they are not pedagogically trained, they are not psychologically trained, and that's why most of the time they never catered to the needs and demands of the students who are enrolled in vocational education courses. So report, once again, most of the reports highlighted that trained teachers is the need of the hour, is a major constraint for promotion of vocational. It is in one of the studies, it has been found out that one of the major constraints for not opting for vocational courses is the lack of availability of teachers. We don't have enough number of teachers in the vocational fields. That's why ITIs or polytechnics में तो मिल जाएगा, ITIs और polytechnics में मिलते हैं, पर school education में we don't have trained teachers. And मैं एक बार अगर मैं देखता हूँ इसमें कि इस पे slides शो करने के बाद अगर from current, ये मैं आपको दिखाना चाह रहा था कि this is what the courses are there. If you look at the CBSE website, these are the courses. If you look at the qualification of the courses, if you look clearly, except from few vocational courses like applied chemistry, applied mathematics, applied physics, none of the vocational courses talks about the pedagogy. Never talks about the pedagogy. Trained teachers never talks about bachelor, master. This is what CBSE is asking. Even today, CBSE is asking many of the courses which have been taught in the schools, CBSE run schools, like biotechnology, like psychology, like sociology. We have a master's degree in sociology, PhD degree. We will appoint them as a PhD teachers, but we will never look after it whether he has been trained pedagogically or not. So same case with these vocational courses also. Same cases with vocational courses. इसी तरह से आप 10th का देखिए. These are the class 6, 7, 8 में. Artificial intelligence has been recently added. Beauty and wellness, design thinking, financial literacy, handicraft, IT, market and commercial application, mass media, traveling. तो अब आप इससे पता चल जाएगा कितने इंस्टीट्यूशंस में ये सब चलते हैं. How many institutions run these courses? When institutions are not running these courses, how the students will choose it? Or institutions are not running it because they are not getting the trained people for that. Handful of people are there in the market and they are reaping the benefits. And important is that they are not trained. They are not trained. Again, hope. Any queries, any questions? या वो क्वेश्चंस लास्ट सेशन में लेंगे क्योंकि हेलो
Inderjeet sir, questions in the end, right?
Okay. We have a very few number. If you look at the number of vocational schools are very limited. बहुत कम है. अगर आप NSSO 66 राउंड का देखेंगे जो कि तकरीबन 2012 के आसपास का है, it says that out of 1,000 persons, only 44 are vocationally. They are opted for vocations, and out of that, only 14 have them received vocation. Out of 1,000 people, this is what the government of India's document says, that out of 14, only 14 people out of 1,000 who have received any kind of formal education. If you look at the national education policy, it talks about only 5% of the total population in between 19 to 35 years. Only 5% of the total population is vocationally trained. So with such a handful number of people, how could we aspire? How India could aspire for capturing the whole world with skills? So NEP states that only 5% of the population age group 19 to 24 go for vocational education in India, whereas South Korea is as high as 96%. So look at the gap, 96% and 5%. Look at the gap. 5% only population of 19 to 24 years, which is roughly around 10 crores student. They are only 5%. So what I'm saying is that handful of people are going for vocational education, and that's why even people cries the job nahi hai market, job nahi hai market, job nahi hai market. Why people cries? Because they are being trained in general education, and general education never opens the gate of employment, never opens the gate of employment. It's a skill which opens the gate of employment, which opens the gate of entrepreneurship. That is why key is that key. आपको अगर मैन पावर चाहिए, आपको चाहिए कि आप ग्लोबल इकोनॉमी तैयार होंगे, तो आपको ज्यादा से ज्यादा पॉपुलेशन को वोकेशनल एजुकेशन. और एक जो माइंडसेट है हमारे यहाँ पर कि जो राधाकृष्णन कमीशन ने कहा था कि इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपेसिटीज जो है वो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन में उतनी ही जरूरत है जितनी की जनरल एजुकेशन है, वो जो हम लोग मान के चले कि इसमें इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपेसिटीज की कम जरूरत है, उस माइंडसेट को तोड़ना होगा. दैट हैज टू बी ब्रोकन. Those people who are skilled, they are in more demand. याद रखिए वो कभी भूखों नहीं मरेंगे. They will earn their livelihood at any stage of it. If they keep updating themselves, keep abreasting with the knowledge, keep abreasting with their skills, they will never die of hunger. They will never die of hunger. Only those people who have general education, because general education has a limited scope. Limited scope, very limited scope. Even that has been occupied by the technical people, by the vocational. Look at the IITs. They are now jumping into the IAS. Look at the medical profession. They are jumping into IAS. Look at the trained engineering graduates. They are almost everywhere. Financial market, they are there. So we require people who are skillful, who are have some sort of training. 2008, why I'm saying it's a revolutionary landmark year, because that is the year wherein government started seriously thinking of turning their population, turning their population into skilled population, turning their population. It has been a projection by the government of India in 2009 that almost 500 million of workforce are required in 2022. And that's where government, one after another, 2009 के बाद, one after, revising the vocationalization of education का जो scheme था, उसको revise किया गया. It has been revised. National Skill Development Policy लाई गई. National Skill Development Corporation establish किया गया. National Vocational Education Qualification Framework for school education was prepared. National Vocational Qualification Framework for ITIs and for polytechnics were framed. And ultimately in 2013, National Skill Qualification Framework was finalized. जिसका की mention है NEP 2020 में भी. जिसका की mention है कि National Skill Qualification Framework from class 9th to doctorate degree तक. It is a absolute, that qualification framework is absolutely competency based. कि आपके पास वो, और जो लोग already skillful है, but they don't have any kind of certification, this National Skill Qualification Framework assures them that they will be also be certified with certain kind of certificates. And initial two level are basically the level of certification for the non-certified vocational people. So 9th and 10th onwards, we are giving certification that this person is certified in certain skills. He has certain competencies. When you certify, automatically it acts as an ample proof for the market that he can be employed. So 2008 is a landmark. Why I'm saying is that Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan was launched in 2008, and therein a component was there, vocationalization of education. It was revamped. Thereafter, National Skill Development Plan, a policy was formulated. It has been activated. Thereafter, based on the National Skill Development Corporation was established by the government of India. And thereafter, in 2012 and 13, government come up with National Vocational Education Educational Framework, NVQEF and NVQF, which will merge, which both of them are merged into NQSF. ये मैं बात करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. That is what the priority is all about. That what is priority is all about. क्यों ये priority इसलिए है, क्योंकि हम बहुत ज्यादा लोगों को जनरल एजुकेशन देकर हम उनको एम्प्लॉयबल नहीं बना रहे हैं. This is one of the study which I have quoted in Raman and Gupta. It is done by IIM Ahmedabad. CBSE offered 40 vocational courses and 100 school subjects in 313 schools. 313 schools only. 13 schools. और जबकि ये स्टडी 2014 की आसपास, उस वक्त सीबीएसई के पास 16,000 स्कूल थे. 16,000 स्कूल ऑन द रोल. उस वक्त 1313 स्कूलों में कुल 37,000 बच्चों का कुल एनरोलमेंट था वोकेशनल कोर्सेज. See the scenario. Because most of the parents, most of the society are pushing their children towards the general education. Graduation की डिग्री मिल जाए, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन की डिग्री मिल जाए, उसके बाद भले ही हम अनएम्प्लॉयड रहें. तो दैट्स व्हाट 12th प्लान में इस 12th प्लान जो हमारा है, उसमें जो 2012 एंड 2000 उसकी वर्किंग रिपोर्ट में ये लिखा गया था कि वी रिक्वायर्ड teachers who are trained in vocational education. Reiterated once again 12th plan में report में था कि we need teachers who are trained in vocational education, trained in skills and trained in pedagogy, both. उसी सेम रिपोर्ट में 2015 की अगर रमन गुप्ता के पेपर में भी लिखा गया है, मोस्ट ऑफ द वोकेशनल एजुकेशन जो पब्लिक फंडेड वोकेशनल एजुकेशन सिस्टम्स हैं, उसमें ज्यादातर जो टीचर्स काम कर रहे हैं, दे आर नॉट नॉन सर्टिफाइड ट्रेनर, बिकॉज उनके पास कोई सर्टिफिकेट, दे हैव एक्सपीरियंस ओनली बट दे हैव नो सर्टिफिकेशन एट ऑल. दे आर बीइंग हायर्ड बेस्ड ऑन देयर एक्सपीरियंसेस, दैट्स ऑल. But pedagogy, zero. Knowledge, upgrading knowledge, zero. They are beating the bush again and again. So, handful of teacher training इन वोकेशनल एजुकेशन, बहुत, मुझे तो नहीं मिला कोई भी। मैं अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैंने लास्ट 8-10 साल की खंगाल के देखी, और खासतौर पर मैंने एनसीटी का वेबसाइट आई हैव चेक इन आउट, लास्ट 10 years में there's nothing course like B.Ed vocational education. CBSE का आप देखेंगे, CBSE की जो मैंने अभी आपको बताया, CBSE भी कहीं पर ये नहीं कहती है कि we need trained teachers, we need साइंस के लिए हमें चाहिए ट्रेन टीचर्स, सोशल साइंस के लिए चाहिए, फिजिक्स के लिए चाहिए, केमिस्ट्री के लिए चाहिए, but we don't require any kind of trained teachers for vocational professions, vocational courses. That's what I'm saying is that कि vocational को इतना हल्का ले लिया गया, इतने टीचर्स को इतना हल्का ले लिया गया, इसलिए वो कभी भी blossom नहीं हो पाया. It never blossoms in the country because of this, such are the situations created in the country. मैं यही बात कर रहा था, 2008 में वोकेशनलाइजेशन का रिवीजन हुआ, नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट पॉलिसी तैयार हुई, 2008 में नेशनल स्किल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशन हुआ, 2012 में नेशनल वोकेशनल एजुकेशन फ्रेमवर्क लाया गया, एनवीक्यूएफ MHRD लेके आया था और स्कूल एजुकेशन के लिए, एंड नेशनल वोकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन फॉर मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लेबर एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट हु इज लुकिंग आफ्टर द ITIs एंड पॉलिटेक्निक्स, वो ये देख रही है, वो अपना वोकेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन फ्रेमवर्क लेके आए. फिर इन दोनों के बीच में सिनर्जी हुई, merging of NVQF and NVF, and ultimately formed into a single unitary unified framework, that is National Qualification Skill Framework, which has been documented even in NEP 2020. NEP 2020 highlighted that all the certification, all the competencies will be developed based on the identified competencies at each and every level, from class 9th onwards to till doctorate. Finally, जो है PSSI भी आप लोगों को सभी को पता होगा, PSSI भी यानी कि सेंटर पंडित सुंदरलाल शर्मा सेंटर फॉर इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ वोकेशनल एजुकेशन, which is a part of NCERT. He has been assigned. NEP ने उनको असाइन किया हुआ है. NQS, जब NQSF नेशनल क्वालिफिकेशन स्किल फ्रेमवर्क तैयार हुआ, then PSSCIB was entrusted the responsibility of not only identifying the competencies for school education, for vocationalization, but also develop the course and curriculum. Develop the course and curriculum for vocational courses. And for your information, I am sharing is that PCCIB is coming out soon with class 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th curriculum for vocational courses. The vocational courses will be revamped in school education also, based on the national education policy, because ultimately policy also talks about almost 50% of the entire population of the school going population should be opting for vocational courses, and some sort of vocational courses should be started from school stage, middle stages in fact. ये 2008 का लैंडमार्क का मैंने आपको दिखाया. This is how journey is there from 2008 onward, 9 onwards, in fact 2017 onwards. ये जर्नी हमारी रही, किस तरीके से हमने, how government of India is committed to provide skill-based education, vocational education in a school level. Even National Education Policy 2020 talks about, when it talks about the multidisciplinary colleges and institutions, it talks about vocationalizations also. Some courses of vocational courses should be introduced by each and every colleges so that student could be trained on those vocations, should be given some sort of exposures, because everyone could not become scientist. कोई scientist नहीं, हर कोई scientist नहीं बन जाएगा, कोई engineer नहीं बन जाएगा, technocrats नहीं बन जाएंगे, administrator नहीं बन पाएंगे. तो इसलिए बहुत जरूरी, एक बड़ी जो आबादी है, a large population should also be geared towards vocational courses. Some based on those courses, some will start their own industries, some will be employed, some will start their own businesses, small business. So that's what focus is all about. मैंने इसलिए NVQEF का I am highlighting NVQEF because it is more relevant for us also for today's talk. NVQF is developed by MHRD, Ministry of erstwhile MHRD, but now it is Ministry of Education. NVQF, if you look at the document, it is almost 49 pages document. It talks about, these are the things which he talks about. There is a section called training of teachers. There's a section called training of teachers, and reiterated the need of training of teachers and recommended that a separate paper of vocational education be introduced in B.Ed and M.Ed program. Look at what NVQF says, that if you want to promote vocational courses in school education, a separate paper of VE, vocational education, should be introduced in B.Ed and M.Ed program, and pupil teachers should be trained in some sort of craft, which was said earlier by Mudaliar Commission. Mudaliar Commission ने यही कहा था कि some sort of 1 साल का craft based education की training आप trainee teachers को दीजिए. B.Ed Voc, NVQF says that B.Ed Voc, यानी कि Bachelor of Education in Vocational, आपको पता होगा कि UGC के जरिए 2013-14 में ही Bachelor of Vocational courses have been introduced in the higher education. So similar kind of course in 2012 is recommended by NVQF. कि B.Ed vocational courses may be expanded and strengthened. I don't know where he comes the word expanded and strengthened, but I could not find any kind of teacher education institutions which are giving training on such kind of B.Ed vocation. I remember only one university, Rohilkhand University, which used to offer B.Ed vocational courses in 1990s. But आज की तारीख में वो भी नहीं रन हो रहा है. Regular in-service teacher training on pedagogy subject content should be organized every year. And NCT, which is the regulatory body for teacher training, apex body, look after teacher training in all over India, please pre-service teacher training in consultation with PCCIV, RIs, NITTR, teacher education coordinator should develop teacher training program, that is in-service teacher, pre-service teacher education program to meet the requirements of vocational teachers. The need of vocational teachers are there in the schools, but you have to meet the demand, and NCT must collaborate with these agencies, these educational institutions, to prepare a curriculum, to prepare a program on B.Ed Voc. But where that has gone, I don't know. वो जो फ्रेमवर्क था, फ्रेमवर्क को मर्ज जरूर कर दिया गया, बट वहां उनकी रिकमेंडेशंस जो थी वो क्या हुआ उसका पता नहीं चला. 2020 अब लास्ट एजुकेशन पॉलिसी जिसके बारे में हम बात कर रहे हैं, 2020 की जो पॉलिसी है उसमें वोकेशनल एजुकेशन को तो बहुत स्ट्रांगली प्रमोट करने की बात कही गई है, वेरी स्ट्रांगली, कि हम क्योंकि नॉलेज और इकोनॉमी, नॉलेज और स्किल, these are the base of any economy. So to push the economy, to become a knowledge economy, it is important that you should have a very robust system of vocational education at all levels of education. And that's why NEP policy 2020 says that by 2025, 50% of all learners enrolled in school and higher education shall have exposure to vocational education. And most importantly, what it talks about, GER, जो हम ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेट कर रहे हैं, हम कैलकुलेट कर रहे हैं, जो कि हम 100% बनाना चाहते हैं 30 by 2030. We want to achieve 100% enrollment at secondary level in 2030. In that, vocational education play a pivotal role in computation of GER. So how bigger role it will play? How many students have been, because till now, very small amount of children are opting for vocational courses. Small amount from the total population. So NP target that when you are giving 50% of all learners being enrolled in high school and higher education vocational courses and computation of GER. बहुत बड़ी बात है कि when you are computing GER, gross enrollment, because everything, वर्ल्ड ग्लोबल में GER का खेल है, ग्रॉस एनरोलमेंट रेशियो का खेल है, क्योंकि एक्सटर्नल एजेंसीज लुक्स आफ्टर द GER. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग टू द GER? क्योंकि इंडिया की जो हायर एजुकेशन की GER है वो 26% है, एंड वी वांट टू अचीव 50% बाय 2035. तो और 100% हम अचीव करने जा रहे हैं GER स्कूल एजुकेशन की by 2030. How could we do that without taking the help of the help of vocational education? Vocational cannot be, education cannot be marginalized, cannot be set aside. So what he says that every child must learn at least one vocation. Every child in the school must learn at least. Give them the choice whether he wants to go into the general education or in vocational education. At least give them the choice. Give them the skills. Those who want to pursue, want to, after completing the education, they want to start some business. That vocation will be the base for its business. That vocation will be the base for its entrepreneurship. क्या जरूरी है हर बच्चे को हायर एजुकेशन और हम डॉक्टरल डिग्री तक लेके जाएं? सो इम्पोर्टेंट इज दैट कुछ बच्चों को, ज्यादातर बच्चों को हमें वोकेशन की तरफ भी ओरिएंट करना है, ले जाना है, और उसके लिए हमें उनको वोकेशन के लिए तैयार करना पड़ेगा, उनको एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के लिए तैयार करना पड़ेगा। इसलिए जो एक वक्त डिपार्टमेंट स्किल डेवलपमेंट डिपार्टमेंट हुआ करता था, वो अब स्किल डेवलपमेंट एंड एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का डिपार्टमेंट है, मिनिस्ट्री है। If you look at the ministry has been changed. It's no more vocational Ministry of Skill Development. It is Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship. So important is that at least give certain kind of exposure at the early stage of education, so that a student could decide. Students should decide that what kind of career option would open after opting for this vocational courses. What kind of careers could be opened? So vocational education would be offered in all secondary schools. What he says, what NEP says, that all secondary schools, जितने भी secondary schools होंगे, उन सब में सोचिएगा, सब में आप vocational education को introduce करने जा रहे हैं, तभी possibility है। Middle stage में ये कहते हैं, at middle stage some sort of craft based education होना चाहिए, और हाई सेकेंडरी और सीनियर सेकेंडरी में सो कॉल्ड सेकेंडरी, अब तो नेशनल एजुकेशन पॉलिसी के हिसाब से सेकेंडरी लेवल है, उसमें स्किल बेस्ड होना चाहिए। क्राफ्ट बेस्ड क्यों? क्योंकि क्राफ्ट बेस्ड इसलिए टू ओरिएंट द टीचर्स, टू ओरिएंट द स्टूडेंट्स, वो डिग्निटी ऑफ लेबर महसूस करें। दे शुड नॉट बी फील इंफीरियर कि मैं एक वोकेशन कर रहा हूं तो आई एम इंफीरियर टू द अदर्स फ्रॉम माय पीयर ग्रुप, ऐसा ना लगे। It will give them open. That is what role of teachers there. Vocational teacher का रोल यही तो है ना, कि आप ट्रेनिंग भी दें प्लस उसको अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी बताएं, काउंसलर्स के तौर पे भी काम करें। तो continuation of BVOC degrees which have been started in 2014 onwards, and option of vocational courses in bachelor's degree programs. याद रखिएगा, option of vocational courses in bachelor's degree program including 4 year of multidisciplinary program. जब 4 year of multidisciplinary program की बात कर रहा हूं मैं, I could not tell, मैं ये बताना चाहूंगा, और आप इसका इंटरप्रिटेशन ये मतलब है कि ITEP प्रोग्राम जो कि 4 year इंटीग्रेटेड टीचर एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम होने जा रहा है, उसमें भी कहीं ना कहीं कुछ ना कुछ वोकेशनल, बट अभी जो रिसेंटली गैजेट आया है NCT का, उसमें तो लगता तो नहीं है अभी तक कि जो उसमें आया है, जो उन्होंने दिया है, उसमें कहीं कोई नजर नहीं आ रहा उसमें। बट मेरा जो what I can infer from the document is that some sort of vocational courses will be there. Some sort of vocational courses will be there in teacher education program also. Yes, almost I am in the fag end of my presentation. That is what, so how we will do it, that is another area. टीचर एजुकेशन के लिए इम्प्लीकेशन बहुत है। स्किल इन सर्विस टीचर ट्रेनिंग के लिए तो बहुत मौके हैं, बहुत सारे मौके हैं। व्हाट द डॉक्यूमेंट्स, इफ यू लुक एट द वोकेशनल एजुकेशन पार्ट ऑफ जो चैप्टर शायद 10 है, उसमें आप देखेंगे तो बहुत सारी चीजें इन सर्विस टीचर ट्रेनिंग के लिए किया गया है। वोकेशनल टीचर्स ट्रेनर्स बाय NCT, तो बहुत सारी चीजें बातें कहीं गई हिडन है। देयर आर ऑल थिंग्स आर हिडन, यू हैव टू एक्सट्रैक्ट फ्रॉम दैट, बट there is a possibility, there is every possibility that teacher training will be an integral part of vocational education. But important is that NEP से तो निकल के तो आ रहा है, थोड़ा बहुत निकल के आ रहा है, बट बहुत बड़ा नहीं, कोई बहुत बड़ी रिकमेंडेशंस नहीं है, कई पॉलिसी डॉक्यूमेंट ये बढ़ के खुल के नहीं कह रही है। बट यस, जो हम infer कर पा रहे हैं, what we can infer from the paragraphs, from the lines, from the hidden lines, that teachers training will be a very important aspect of vocational education. Very important aspect. And all teacher education institutions as well as NCT will play a vital role in training of teachers. Now, why vocationally trained teachers? I think I'm on the last fag end of my presentation. इसके बाद क्यों दूंगा? क्योंकि मैंने global एक अभी study जब मैं तैयारी कर रहा था तो एक study मेरे सामने आई, and it's a hard it's a glad situation है, एक बहुत बढ़िया situation है जो कि मुझे लगता है कि इंडियन गवर्नमेंट को भी देखने की जरूरत है. Why vocationally trained teachers in schools? मैंने इसलिए कहा, my argument is that you need 100%. GER will be 100% in school education by 2030, and it cannot be achieved. And all students cannot be oriented towards general education. So you require at least 50% of them should be governed as per the policy documents, and 50% should be in the some sort of vocational courses. So we need trained teachers. We need trained teachers to train them. Every student cannot be step into academic stream, so vocational stream could be an alternative for many of them. Another aspect which I am talking about, future world economy, future world. Already it has been, precedent has been set. All future world economy will be based on skill and knowledge. And vocational professionals, vocational people will contribute a lot in that economy. High demand for vocational education and training need a large human workforce. And who will train those workforce? To prepare skilled workforce, we need system where we have a large number of presentations, large number of teachers. We need vocational teachers. We cannot sit back and be trained by non-certified trainers. We cannot sit back and trained by non-certified trainers. We cannot sit back. That cannot be lingered on. Vocational teachers who are good in pedagogical skills, content knowledge would be in high demand. याद रखिएगा, अगर आपकी डिमांड यहाँ भी होगी तो आपकी डिमांड कोरिया में भी होगी, जर्मनी. मैंने एग्जांपल दे दिया है कि कोरिया, जर्मनी और यूएसए में जितनी आप उनकी वो देख लीजिए, स्कूल्स देख लीजिए, उनका स्कूल स्टडी द स्कूल सिस्टम ऑफ कोरिया, जर्मनी, यूएसए. You will find out large number of students are opting for specifically Korea. हम क्योंकि हमने एनईपी का जो मॉडल है वोकेशनल एजुकेशन का, वो कोरिया से हायर किया गया है, कोरिया से देखा गया है. एंड दैट्स व्हाई we have to make an ecosystem wherein we can prepare large number of vocational teachers who are good at pedagogical skills and content knowledge, who are good at, and they will not only be demanded in India, but they will be demanded globally. याद रखिएगा, अगर आप बहुत अच्छे, जैसे एक जमाने में याद है कि इंडिया से जो बच्चे स्पेशल एजुकेशन में बीएड और एमएड की डिग्री करके जाते थे, they are in high demand in USA, they are high demand in Middle East, they are high demand in Germany, they are high demand in other parts of the world. Similar will be the case in case of vocational teachers also. For vocational quality teachers, initial teacher training, education training, you cannot left that to the polytechnics, you cannot left that to the ITIs. You cannot left that, because they are training people for the industry. That is the second brand. Train them here. They have the option. They have the career option. They can switch it over. They can change it. If they want, they can pursue in BVOC courses, similar kind of courses. But give them the certain exposures. Give them the right kind of skills. Here itself, at least many of them would love to depart from the school education and start their own kind of business, own kind of internship. बहुत सारे हमारे स्कूल में बच्चे ऐसे हैं जो आगे पढ़ना नहीं चाहते हैं, बट वो कुछ काम करना चाहते हैं. They want to do some work. पढ़ने के लिए इसीलिए कहा है ना, लाइफ लॉन्ग लर्निंग की बात हम कर रहे हैं, तो वो पढ़ के कभी भी सिस्टम में आ सकते हैं. मल्टीपल क्रेडिट सिस्टम, मल्टीपल एग्जिट एंड एंट्री सिस्टम जो आ रहा है, वो उनको वापस लेके आएगा स्कूलों, कॉलेजेस में, हायर एजुकेशन में. बट एटलीस्ट एट द स्कूल लेवल वी कैन do that. The vocational education teaching profession is unique. Why it is unique? Unique in the sense it is the intersection of the world of work and education sector. It is unique in its own. इस तरह का कोई भी प्रोफेशन नहीं है जहां एजुकेशन और वर्ल्ड ऑफ वर्क दोनों मर्ज हो रहे हैं, सिंक हो रहा हो। इट इज इम्पॉसिबल। ये खाली वोकेशनल एजुकेशन में ही हो सकता है, टेक्निकल एजुकेशन में ही हो सकता है, और कहीं नहीं। और एक छोटा सा बस कपल ऑफ मिनट्स की बात है, अनदर 10 मिनट्स आई होप, बस ये मैं आपको दिखाना चाहता हूं। दिस इज अ स्टडी which has been done by UNESCO, almost I think, yes, OECD. OECD is the group of countries which has done, and this is what says that if you look at the initial teacher education training in VE8, these are the countries. Look at the number of diversity we have. Look at the diversity. इस इधर की तरफ आइए, देखिए कितना डाइवर्सिटी है VE टीचर्स की, और इधर देखिए जनरल एजुकेशन की टीचर्स की डाइवर्सिटी देखिए। वी आर फ्रॉम कॉमर्स, वी आर फ्रॉम आर्ट्स, वी आर फ्रॉम ह्यूमैनिटीज, वी आर फ्रॉम biotechnology. Any what they say is that kind of diversity is there. जनरल एजुकेशन टीचर्स एक तरीके के होते हैं। The educational attainment of VE teachers varies greatly across countries. Attainment देखिए, अब आप इनका देखिए, ये attainment है। If you look at the attainment, you look at that. These are the attainments. कि vocational education teachers are far ahead than general education teachers in terms of attainment. In professional attainment, far ahead. If you look at the second table, this is what is the PISA, mean reading score in PISA among 15-year-old students by type of program. Vocational program, general program, difference between general and vocation. Look at this diagram, this graph. You will see that in almost all the countries, majority of the countries, you will find that slowly and steadily vocational courses की जो मीन रीडिंग स्कोर है, वो हमको लगता है कि ये पढ़ना लिखना नहीं जानते हैं, इंफीरियर क्वालिटी के स्टूडेंट होते हैं, है ना, दे आर इंफीरियर क्वालिटी स्टूडेंट, दे डोंट हैव इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपेसिटीज। लुक एट दिस ग्राफ, टेल्स यू दैट vocational those who opt for vocational education or those who opt for general education, there's hardly been gap. Look at the Colombia, look at the Luxembourg, look at the Mexico, look at the Czech Republic, look at the Chile. एक्सेप्शन फ्यू को छोड़कर जहां पर थोड़ा गैप है, ज्यादातर कोरिया, हमको लगता है कि इंटेलेक्चुअली पुअर, वोकेशनल का मतलब है इंटेलेक्चुअल पुअर। सॉरी, दिस इज व्हाट हैज द केस स्टडीज ऑल अबाउट। They are not intellectually poor, they are not intellectually inferior, better, they are more far superior. Sometimes they are far superior than the general education. This is VET teachers studied more diverse fields for their highest qualifications. This is what this is. Education, natural sciences, agriculture. Look at the share. These are the share of general education teachers by their highest attained qualification. अब आपको दिख जाएगा कि ज्यादातर एजुकेशन और 2-4 सब्जेक्ट से दे बिलोंग टू, बट इफ यू लुक एट दिस ग्लोबल स्टडी, यू विल फाइंड आउट दैट वेट टीचर्स, जो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन टीचर्स होती हैं, उनकी जो डिग्री हाईएस्ट क्वालिफिकेशंस है फॉर नंबर ऑफ बिजनेस, इंजीनियरिंग, जेनरिक प्रोग्राम, सोशल साइंस, आईसीटी, हेल्थ, आर्ट एंड ह्यूमैनिटीज, एग्रीकल्चर, नेचुरल साइंसेस. सो देयर एरिया इज वास्ट, क्योंकि skills everywhere is required. Skill is required everywhere. Whereas in general education, you have very limited, narrow. So that is key. Another aspect is that this is ITET, यानी कि International Teacher Education Teacher Program for vocational teacher to appears to be weaker at developing pedagogical skills. ये मानना है ना, लोगों का ये मानना है कि उनके पास global skills, pedagogical skills नहीं होती है, कम होती है. This study shows that कि अगर आप सही तरीके से टीचर ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम रन करेंगे, अगर आप उनको उस तरह की पेडागोजिकल स्किल्स देंगे, इंपार्ट करेंगे, तो दैट इज वेयर जनरल पेडागोजी देख लीजिए. लुक एट द कंटेंट, लुक एट द पेडागोजी ऑफ सब्जेक्ट, टीच क्लासरूम प्रैक्टिसेस, स्मार्ट स्टूडेंट क्लासरूम मैनेजमेंट, टीचर टीचिंग अक्रॉस करिकुलर स्किल्स, मॉनिटरिंग स्टूडेंट, टीचिंग इन ए मिक्स्ड एबिलिटी स्टूडेंट. यू विल फाइंड आउट दैट VET teachers who are being trained, I am saying pedagogically trained, they are no less than a general trained teachers. General trained teachers. It means that if you equip them in a proper pedagogy skill content, they are no less inferior in managing the class, in delivering the pedagogy, in managing the classroom, in monitoring the student, whatever. That's what I'm saying is that if you able to launch B.Ed vocational, if you integrate some courses of vocational courses into teacher education program, give them the right kind of pedagogy, they will train our future generation in of vocational, those who are opting for vocational courses, or even those general vocational as a part of the teacher, as a part of the general courses. They will do more justice. They will give more opportunities. They will open more opportunities for our students. क्योंकि टीचर्स का जो रोल है, it's a very key central role है to not only for teaching, for guiding, also for opening the new vistas of the world of work. ये मैं एक और देखना चाह रहा था, share of our secondary VET teachers who felt prepared by the time they completed their education or training by whether or not the item was included in it. देखिए, included in ITET, जब ITET में include किया गया, नीले वाले जो बार ग्राफ्स हैं वो ये है कि जब VET इंट्रोड्यूस्ड ऐड किया गया उनके कंपोनेंट में तो क्या पोजीशन रही, और जब आपको नहीं ऐड किया गया जनरल पेडागोजी और सम सेट, और जब नहीं ऐड किया गया नॉट इंक्लूडेड इन ITET यानी कि इंटीग्रेटेड टीचर एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम में, इनिशियल टीचर एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम में अगर नहीं ऐड किया जाता है तो क्या फर्क आ जाता है? अगर आप वोकेशनल एजुकेशन टीचर ट्रेनिंग में अगर आप पेडागोजी ऐड कर देते हैं, स्किल ऐड कर देते हैं, कंटेंट एनालिसिस ऐड कर देते हैं, देयर इज अ ड्रास्टिक चेंज. अगर वही चीज आप पेडागोजी ना ऐड करें, स्किल ना ऐड करें, कंटेंट उस तरह की ना ऐड करें, उस तरह का क्लास जो हम आमतौर पर जनरल B.Ed टीचर्स को बताते हैं वो अगर नहीं करेंगे तो देखिए कहाँ हालत होती है. दिस इज व्हाट दे आर रिफ्लेक्टिंग ऑन. VET teachers whose ITET यानी कि initial teacher education covered key elements of teaching practices felt more prepared to face the classrooms. Felt more prepared. They are more able to transact the curriculum with more justice. VET teachers spend more time on professional development than general education teachers. It is, हमको लगता है कि क्या यार vocational teachers का क्या उनका क्या professional development होगा. But it has been shown in that study that VET teachers spends more time, because I have already told you that vocational is not such that कि जो एक बार किताब में आ गया बस वो हो गया, करिकुलम बन गया या टेक्स्ट बुक बन गया तो काम खत्म हो गया. वो जो टेक्स्ट बुक में जो कंटेंट वो अगले 10 साल तक ऐसे ही रहेगा या 5 साल तक ऐसे रहेगा, उसमें चेंज करने की जरूरत नहीं. वोकेशंस में नॉलेज और स्किल रेगुलर अपडेट होती रहती है, तो देयर इज अ greater need for professional development. So VET teachers are more professionally developed than general education teachers. This is what is that VET teachers are more active in professional development, because they have to upgrade their knowledge, they have to upgrade their knowledge, they have to upgrade their skills, they have to go to the industries, they have to regularly visit the industries, they have to see what are the changes that have been taking place. So they are more active in professional development. So this figure indicates that they are more active. These are the country-wise. So VET teachers are more active in professional development. And this is my almost second last slide. And this is VET teachers have a wide variety of professional development needs. Why? That's why I'm wide variety. क्यों? Because उनको skill नहीं लेना है, knowledge नहीं लेना है, बल्कि cross-cultural communication, cross-cultural skills, individualized. These are the various areas where they have to acquire their knowledge and skills. So these are the more number of areas. So we need more. There is more variation in the vocational or uski professionalism. There's more variation. More variation. And that's what I'm saying is that key vocational education teachers are more professionally oriented, more professionally developed, and need a larger canvas of professional development because their areas are not limited. Science teacher science के फील्ड में करेगा, वो मैथ्स में जाएगा ही नहीं. मैथ्स वाला टीचर मैथ्स में रहेगा, सोशल साइंस में नहीं जाएगा. बट वोकेशनल टीचर्स जो है उनकी कोई सीमा नहीं है नॉलेज की. सब्जेक्ट नॉलेज के अलावा भी उनको कई और तरह के नॉलेज की रिक्वायरमेंट है. दैट इज द की and that is what has been shown in this graph. And my last and not the least, I think I am able to do justice what has given to me, that initial teaching teacher training, that is the road map. क्योंकि आपके टाइटल का भी जो FDP है, what is that road map क्या हो. तो मेरा रोड मैप ये है कि गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया को और तमाम जो भी स्टेट गवर्नमेंट्स हैं जो पॉलिसी इंप्लीमेंट कर रहे हैं, स्टार्ट इमीडिएटली बीएड वोकेशनल कोर्सेज. इट्स हाई टाइम. देन अगर आप नहीं करेंगे तो अल्टीमेटली यू कैन नॉट क्राई ओवर द स्पिल्ड मिल्क. वक्त इतना वक्त ऑलरेडी गुजर चुका है. हर पॉलिसीज, हर कमीशन, हर कमिटीज, हर डॉक्यूमेंट सरकार की यही कह रही है यू नीड ट्रेन टीचर्स. You need trained teachers at school level. So important is that B.Ed vocation course या similar kind of वो 4-year integrated course vocational में भी शुरुआत होने की जरूरत है. और अगर वो नहीं कर सकते हैं, कम से कम कुछ components of vocational course should be added to the teacher training program. That is key. At least हर टीचर को एक वोकेशन में ट्रेंड होना जरूरी है. इसके अलावा स्ट्रेंथनिंग जो उनकी पेडागोजिकल स्किल्स के ऊपर काम करना है, उनकी वोकेशनल स्किल के ऊपर काम करना है, उनके सॉफ्ट स्किल्स के ऊपर काम करना है, डिजिटल स्किल, बेसिक स्किल, इन सबको भी हमको लेने चलना है. हम खाली ट्रेनिंग नहीं देंगे उनको कि पेडागोजी स्किल हो गया, वोकेशनल स्किल्स खत्म हो गया, बट उनकी डिजिटल स्किल्स, सॉफ्ट, मैंने कहा ना कितने सारे स्किल्स हैं उनके पास. array of skills are there required for them. So we have to train them those skills. So curriculum should be that they could cater to this array of skills which are there, which has been mentioned in this very nice study which has been done globally. ITAT curriculum for media up to date. ये नहीं है हमारे जैसे टीचर एजुकेशन या किसी भी करिकुलम में आपने एक बार करिकुलम बनाया, 4-5 साल चलता रहा, 10 साल तक चलता रहा. You need a curriculum which is regularly revised and updated. We need a team. So my roadmap, why is concerned that whenever you frame program for a B.Ed teacher education program, please keep in mind that the curriculum should be revised, revamped again and again, even for every 3-4 years, because मैंने पहले कहा है कि जॉब्स जो हैं या वोकेशनल स्किल्स जो हैं वो रेगुलरली जो है अपडेट होती रहती हैं, नई स्किल्स आ रही हैं, तो इसके हिसाब से आपको कोर्सेज, आपके इसके रिलेटेड स्किल्स यू हैव टू अपडेट देम. सो curriculum has to be, keep in mind that is also. Collaborate, very important. हम लोग स्कूल के टीचर प्रैक्टिस टीचिंग के साथ हम स्कूल के साथ कोलैबोरेट करते हैं, बट जहां पर भी वोकेशनल एजुकेशन शुरू हो, B.Ed वोकेशनल, वो इंडस्ट्रीज के साथ, स्कूल के साथ साथ इंडस्ट्रीज के साथ भी लिंकेज, डुअल लिंकेज होना जरूरी है. डुअल लिंकेज. हमारे यहाँ पर जो B.Ed वाला बच्चा है या टीचर ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम वाला बच्चा है, वो खाली स्कूल से लिंकेज करता है, बट हमारे को जो वोकेशनल एजुकेशन जब ऑफर करें तो हमें लिंकेज करना पड़ेगा with industry also, with schools and industry both. Develop research and innovation in pedagogical. हम जिस तरीके की pedagogical approaches normal general education के लिए इस्तेमाल करते हैं, general teacher education, that will not work with VET. So we have to research on which are the different pedagogical strategies which can work in the in imparting, in training the teachers of vocational courses. Then offering work-based learning opportunities. We have to give them internship. जैसे बाकी जगहों पर कंपनीज में होता है internship, तो हमारी जो internship है वो dual internship की बात है. वहां उनको काम करने दें. हम अपने टीचर ट्रेनिंग को क्या करें, यहाँ पर डिग्री भी दे रहे हैं, साथ में हम उनको वहां पर इंडस्ट्री में ले जाएं और उनको वहां पर 4 महीने 6 महीने रखें और उनको वहां पर ट्रेनिंग हासिल करने दें, स्किल्स हासिल करने दें, नॉलेज हासिल करने दें, एंड देन कम बैक टू द टीचर एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम. एंड अब हम कह सकते हैं कि नाउ दे आर फुली ट्रेन्ड फॉर स्कूल एजुकेशन. Foster training provision and participation including B.Ed institutions, teachers, school network, local companies, हर जगह जहां जहां पॉसिबिलिटी हो वहां से कोलैबोरेशन, वहां से नेटवर्किंग होनी चाहिए. इट इज की. और मोर इम्पोर्टेंट इज दैट कि VET teachers training need to ensure that they offer relevant, customized and engaging professional development opportunities. Customized hona chahiye. Very important is that you need training, yes, but that should be customized. One size fits all never works here. One size fits all. कि भाई कंप्यूटर में भी इस तरह के स्किल्स चाहिए और तो और क्या कहते हैं शू बनाने के लिए भी इस तरह के कोर्सेज स्किल्स चाहिए. वन साइज नेवर फिट्स ऑल. जैसे कि हमारे टीचर एजुकेशन प्रोग्राम में होता है वन साइज फिट्स ऑल. वो चीज वोकेशनल एजुकेशन में नहीं होगी, वोकेशनल एजुकेशन टीचर्स के प्रिपरेशन में नहीं होगी. और सबसे बड़ी बात ये है फ्लेक्सिबल ट्रेनिंग एंड इंपॉर्टेंट इज फाइनेंशियल सपोर्ट. बहुत जरूरी है. गवर्नमेंट जो भी गवर्नमेंट इसको लागू करती है इट रिक्वायर, क्योंकि वोकेशनल एजुकेशन इज मनी ओरिएंटेड. इट रिक्वायर्स ह्यूज फंडिंग फ्रॉम द गवर्नमेंट साइड एंड आई थिंक चाहे वो पब्लिक प्राइवेट से हो, फिलैंथ्रोपी हो, कोई भी मोड मुझे नहीं पता, बट इट रिक्वायर्स ह्यूज इन्वेस्टमेंट because you require labs, you require large number of labs because जितने आप courses offer करोगे उतने आपको labs चाहिए. So you require huge investment. So providing financial support is more important along with flexible training. That is key. These are my roadmap for future teacher education programs that need to be developed in India and to be introduced in various teacher education institutions. Don't worry about the students. Student will be there. जैसे टीचर एजुकेशन के लिए भी होंगे उसी तरह से आपके टीचर वोकेशनल टीचर्स के लिए भी स्कूल टीचर्स होंगे, जरूरी होंगे. But what is that need is the change in mindset. We need to change the mindset of our people that vocational courses are no longer inferior, no longer require less intellectual capacities than what the general education requires. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dhananjay sir. Thank you, Shali ma'am. Thank you, Anjali ma'am. Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am and Amit sir for giving me the opportunity to share my views on vocational education and how it could be integrated into teacher education program. Thank you. And now,
Thank you.
It was a pleasure, a thoroughly researched lecture, a lecture packed with so much of research data. And I think that makes you an academician to reckon for, Indrajit. I congratulate you for such an exhaustive deliberation on vocational education with reference to its insights on new education policy. Now I request in the audience, if you have any questions, although it will be very difficult to question because you have gone in so much of depth. Any questions?
I think there are no questions. In fact, so many participants, they are praising so much. And
Yes.
Dr. Indrajit, I want to congratulate that you have shown all the data very statistically. So that is really commendable.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
You know, Indrajit, moving from NVEQF to, advocating introduction of vocational education compulsorily, in B.Ed and M.Ed, then talking of multidisciplinary universities, then talking of how the GER will be affected if there is 100% enrollment, at least 50% to go into vocational education, then advocacy for B.Ed vocational education, and then talking about how teacher training will have to be an integral part of vocational education. I mean, you've covered it all. And in the end, bringing us the case study in front of us, talking of Luxembourg, talking of Germany, talking of how these US, talking of how these countries are progressing. And most important, which really touched my heart, talking of changing of mindsets, that no, these are not people who are intellectually poor, not at all. These are people who are at par and are multifaceted in their, people who have so many skills with them. So with these words, I take this opportunity to thank you, heartfelt thanks for such an exhaustive deliberation on vocational education and enlightening us, in particular with reference to the roadmap. Your suggestions, they're also very pertinent. I think we'll save them. And once again, on behalf of University School of Education, my dean, my colleagues, I extend a very hearty thanks to you, Indrajit. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to share some of my experiences, what I have come across, what some of the literature which I have come across, for the vocation. Vocational education is always core to my heart. Obviously, I believe always that this area of education has been almostly being marginalized all across last 70 years. And that's why we are not able to transform ourselves into what the Korea has transformed themselves or Germany has transformed themselves.
You're absolutely right. I totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. You're right.
And I remember, Dr. Indrajit, that then when I talked to you regarding the topic, then you yourself said कि ma'am, vocational education area is almost neglected in present times, and I would like to light on this area. So
Absolutely.
you have done a justice to the topic, and I think it's a very nice topic, and you have elaborated a lot. In fact, in the last slide that you have shown to us, and you have highlighted that what should be the roadmap, the suggestions are really very nice.
Thank you.
Already Dr. Shalini has told that we have to change our mindset. That is really needed. Now, I think Sangeeta ma'am wants to say something. Yes, ma'am, please.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
My favorite, Dr. Indrajit Datta, always been my favorite. A passionate teacher, passionate researcher, and a passionate speaker, as I've seen him. Very nice. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So now I think we have come to the end of this session, and I request our technical team to take the screenshots, and I request all the panelists to please put your video on. Shalini ma'am, we are not able to see you.
Yeah. शालिनी मैडम को बहुत दिनों से देखा नहीं है, संगीता मैडम को भी बहुत दिनों से देखा नहीं है, एटलीस्ट वर्चुअल मीडियम में, और अंजलि मैडम को भी नहीं देखा है, तो कम से कम इसी बहाने कम से कम मैं देख तो लूंगा.
जी. So Myra, you just take the clicks and Paras.
Yes, ma'am. I've taken the screenshots.
Okay. So then I think thank you very much to all the participants for very much patience listening. And now I think Dr. Anita has written, please share the PPTs on the group, ma'am. Okay, so we request.
I will send it to you. I will send it to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Indrajit. So
Thank you,
again, thank you. And I thanks all the participants. And again, we will join at 3:30 for the second session, which is to be taken by Professor Pankaj Arora. So till then, we are taking the break. See you after some time. Have a nice day. Thank you, Dr. Indrajit.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.